There is nothing that will kill your dreams faster than procrastination. And if you want to buy a business, don't worry, there's plenty to choose from. Not everyone's fighting over the same business. Even if you meet someone who's in the same sort of sector as you, well, it absolutely makes no difference whatsoever. You'll be in different parts of the country. Some of you want smaller business, some of you larger business, some B2B, some B2C. You are not in competition with each other. I am that instructor because I want you to take that leap, but I don't want you to feel like you're doing it all by yourself. So we're also going to be doing something very important today, and I feel it's my sort of responsibility to do this, is to move you from inertia to momentum. There is nothing that will kill your dreams faster than procrastination, okay? So hands up if you feel like you might procrastinate a little bit. Just be honest. Okay, and the rest of you will get back to me later, right? Yeah? Because we all put things off, especially if we're not comfortable doing them. We don't feel like we're knowledgeable. We don't feel confident doing them. This is a little bit like a bungee jump, where you stand. You don't have to have done a bungee jump to imagine this. You stand at the top platform and you look over the edge. The longer you look over the edge, do you think it makes it easier? Just think about it. You're looking over the edge. The longer you consider all the different thoughts racing through your mind, do you think it makes that jump easier? No, absolutely not. Do you think it makes it a lot easier if you just do it? Yeah. What about a skydive? Do you think that looking out at the edge of the airplane makes it easier to do? No. Is it a lot easier when you know you've got the instructor strapped to you? Yeah? Who's going to pull the cord for you just in case you forget. I knew there was something I needed to do. Oh yes, it's the cord. No, you've got someone who's going to do that for you. If you're learning to swim, the longer you walk around the swimming pool nervously, does it get any better? No. Does it get easier if you've actually got the lifeguard walking around the pool with you, making sure that you're okay? I am that lifeguard. I am that instructor. Because I want you to take that leap, but I don't want you to feel like you're doing it all by yourself. And moving you from inertia to momentum gives you an enthusiasm to reach your goals faster than if you just think about it all day long. But if we can move you from inertia to momentum, you're going to do way more than if you've just got plans in your head. And some of you have been watching me, I know, because when Jamie Lee spoke to some of you or many of you on the phone, many of you said, I've been watching Jonathan for years. I want you to stop watching me. I want you to stop watching the videos. I want you to stop listening to the podcast. I want you to stop reading my book again and again and again. It's got you to this room, but it won't get you any further. First, let's just bust some myths, because there'll always be some people who come into the room who have some beliefs that we need to dislodge. So if I can dislodge the beliefs that are holding you back, then we can get you into that momentum as quickly as possible. The first is that you need money to buy a business, that you need a big bank account, that you need to be able to write a check to buy a larger business. You need to, multi-million revenue business. Surely you've got to have at least a few 100,000 to play with. Surely it helps you if you've got a few million in the bank to do that deal. Well, I say, look, I have some very, very wealthy clients. Some of them are in this room today, like really wealthy clients. And my advice to them always is don't spend a penny of your own money, because their results are no different to the people who start with absolutely zero. My very best example of this was the person living in the caravan on benefits, sole custody of his daughter, horrible divorce, lost everything, living in a caravan, really surviving more than anything. A friend of his paid for him to come and get mentoring and training from me. His first deal was a 7 million revenue business making 1.1 million EBITDA pre-tax profit. And I always say, if he can do it with credit that's shot to pieces, without a penny in saving, living off universal credit in a caravan, if he can do it, anyone can do it. So please, don't ever think that your situation is ever going to hold you back. I'll be showing you different ways of doing this across the course of the next 2 days. The second, we kind of said it already, you don't need good credit. Now, if we're using some funding to buy a business, the funding is into the business that you are buying. It's not to you personally. In fact, it should never be to you personally, because then it's a personal loan and that comes with a whole level of risk. So the credit score that you have is irrelevant. A good business plan overcomes a poor credit score. If you want to find out how to buy a business successfully, get your free business buying toolkit. The link is in the video description below. The third is industry knowledge, and I'll be asking Danny about this before lunch today, because he didn't have any industry knowledge before he went into his sector. Later on, Tim, who's bought various businesses in all different types of sectors, started off as a primary school teacher. You don't often equate primary school teachers with business buyers, but he had the ambition. He wanted to do it. Just out of interest, how many property investors are there here? Who's got buy-to-let, commercial? Okay, all right, so that is probably about 50% of the room. Now, it's not as good as it used to be, right? I have residential property. I bought a load back in 2007, 2008. I'd sold a business, I had a lot of cash, and I started to buy all these different properties. Some have been great, some haven't been so great, but getting a return on that nowadays is just not like it used to be. So if you've got that knowledge about doing buy-to-let properties, you've got some soft skills that can translate straight over to business acquisition. But you don't need the industry knowledge. And you also don't need a business background. Primary school teacher, no business background, owning several multi-million revenue businesses. Now, how big is the market? Because people look around the room, and sometimes people say, look, there's going to be lots of competition for people who also want to buy a business. Well, I say to you, well, that's really not true. There are 5.51 small businesses in the UK, but there's only one of you. There's only one of you. And if you want to buy a business, don't worry, there's plenty to choose from. Not everyone's fighting over the same business. Even if you meet someone who's in the same sort of sector as you, well, it absolutely makes no difference whatsoever. You'll be in different parts of the country. Some of you want smaller business, some of you larger business, some B2B, some B2C. You are not in competition with each other. I'm going to encourage a collaborative atmosphere that I encourage in my mastermind program. In mastermind, you don't get any backstabbing, any bitching. People work together because they get further when they work together. All right? My community is, I reckon, the friendliest M&A community in the world.